Friends will give information. Therapists will help with transformation. Men can be hurt. Men can be violated. And what will they do? They will bury that experience. If he's not blamed publicly, he's blaming himself privately. So he's like, I'm not even going to talk about this because I already know what y'all going to say. Y'all going to put it on me. And I had absolutely nothing to do with that.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Express Yourself Black Man Podcast. We got a really, really great guest. I'm excited. This episode is going to be for those of you that are in need of some validation for how you're feeling. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're a black man, because I feel like a lot of times we go through so much and we don't spend time actually processing what it is that we're actually feeling and why we're feeling it. So we have a psychotherapist here. We have a psychotherapist here who's going to help you to understand why you're feeling what you're feeling and how you can do something about that feeling so that you could be able to feel better, but not only feel better, actually heal and grow. And I want those of you that are listening to this, those of you that have liked, shared, supported in any way, shape, or form to know that we are very, very appreciative of you on this platform. We wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for you guys, right? We wouldn't be the largest Black men's mental and holistic wellness platform if it wasn't for you guys that share the platform. So please continue to share the episodes. If it's resonated with you, please share it with someone. And if this is an episode that was shared with you, it's because the person that shared it with you actually cares about your healing. They care about your growth. They care about you as a person. So please also affirm them and affirm yourself. And I hope you see yourself in this episode and in this conversation. With that being said, we're sitting down with Jason Phillips. Jason, how are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. I'm better now that I'm here.
Okay. Listen, I like to hear that, man. I like to hear that. We got some really good questions, man. So I want to dive right in. And anytime I speak to a psychotherapist, I always want to ask, first thing is, when you're working with Black men, what are some habits or things that you're seeing when you're working with us that you're like, ooh, we really need to unpack this a little bit more? What's like the number one thing that you feel like you're seeing a lot with Black men coming in, basically?
I would say one is thinking that we don't need support. Like thinking that it's going to be super quick, that I can just meet with, your therapist, your coach, whomever for 1 or 2 sessions, maybe 3 or 4, and you get like a little refresher and you're good to go. We got to start finishing the course.
Okay.
And not rushing that process.
What do you feel like we could be doing to not rush? Outside of obviously staying in sessions with you, what else could we be doing outside of that to not rush our process?
I would say reflecting on what's happening in the process. Sometimes as we are rushing it, we're like, let me hurry up and get to the goal, or let me hurry up and be fixed, be healed, without giving ourselves time to actually sit in it. Like really take in, what am I processing? What am I going through? What am I working on? What am I unpacking? Before I just say, I think I'm good. In addition to the therapy, are you journaling? Are you going back and looking at what you're journaling to see how your mindset is changing or what is coming out on that paper is changing?
I want to talk to you about rest a little bit, because I feel like this is a topic that we don't talk about enough as Black men. I feel like we don't really be. Rest, right?
No, we don't. Even you saying it, I'm like, dang, like that's not something that we think of. We're thinking about how can I be more successful, more powerful, more of everything, but not really more rest.
Right. And why do you feel like that's the case?
Rest has been equated with laziness.
And what's the problem? What's the problem with laziness?
The problem with that, like I'm gonna use an example. One of my good friends, she said if she sees her husband chilling on the couch or like taking a nap, she's instantly like frustrated with him.
Really?
Because why are you tired?
What? No.
Yeah.
She was serious or she was joking?
It was a little bit of both, because every joke got a little bit of truth to it.
That's true.
So she said that, and we were, we laughed about it, but she was serious, because she's, grinding, and she feel like if he's chilling, taking a breather, what else, what are all the other things he could be doing at that time?
Can we unpack that a little bit, bro?
Yeah, we need to.
Why do you feel like that is? Because I feel like there's a lot of that, the thought process that if we rest or we're taking a break, that we're ultimately not doing what we're supposed to be doing, basically. Why do you feel
essentially it's like we're not being a man.
Like, I'm glad you said that. Yeah. If you rest, basically, you're not a man.
Right. It's like, why are you chilling? Because we've been applauded for just going. Like, going through school, working, putting yourself through school. You get out of school. Maybe you got your main job and your side job. Like for me, when I got out of school, I had a full-time 40-hour-a-week job doing therapy. And my mentality was, okay, well, what else am I doing? So I had a part-time gig doing therapy, like in the evenings and on the Saturday morning. So I'm somebody who has now recovered from grinding like that, and I learned how to rest. But before, everybody was like, oh, yeah, Jason, so you doing that? You doing this too? Bet. It was supported and celebrated.
Yeah, it was celebrated, basically, you working yourself to death, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's most black men's experience is we are celebrated for doing so much for everyone else and doing nothing for ourselves, which is why it continues, I feel like, because it's like, if I know that I'm going to do these things and I'm going to get affirmation from the people that I love for doing them, why would I take care of myself? I get affirmation for taking care of the people that love me.
But let's come at it from another angle too. Right. When you're grinding and going so hard, the stuff that you would ultimately want to deal with or need to deal with, you don't think about that when you're working like that. So if you are trying to overcome some maybe old hurts, childhood wounds, relationship stuff that you haven't really processed, it's easier to just work, throw yourself into that as opposed to sitting down and reflecting.
Yeah, man, I like that you said that, because whenever I go speak at schools, I always tell them about my story. And one part of my story I call grinding my pain away. Right. And so I always ask the audience, what do you guys think I mean when I say grind my pain away? There's always a few hands up and they explain it perfectly. You know why? Because most black men can relate to grinding our pain away. And what that looks like is I'm going to spend so much time on all of these other things that I have going on, whether it be school, work, learning a new thing, a job, business, whatever the case may be. I'm going to spend so much time on those things because I don't want to think about what's bothering me at night. And that's exactly what I did when I was in college. Because I was dealing with a difficult breakup. I was going through my first real heartbreak. So I was depressed, bro. Like I'd be in the crib, like crying. I taught myself that, in order to not deal with this hurt, you have to put your mind into doing other things. And that's great. Don't get me wrong, because it helps you to learn a lot of stuff. And that's where we fall into the trap, because we start realizing, okay, well, I'm learning things, so it can't be that bad, right? I'm learning computer science. I'm learning graphic design. Can't be that bad. I'm better in myself. But at the same time, what you're not doing is healing. And the problem with that, specifically in my case, is what ended up happening was I learned all these great things. It helped me to get a job after college and all these different kind of things. But I got into a relationship with someone that I shouldn't have gotten into a relationship with because I wasn't doing the healing work. So when I'm in that relationship, I'm noticing red flags, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm staying in a relationship I shouldn't be in because I haven't done the healing work. So I'm smart. I have all these great things going on for myself, but I'm putting all of that at jeopardy because I haven't done the healing work. And I think that's a big issue that we don't speak enough about. But go ahead.
So I see that a lot too in high achievers like yourself.
Okay.
Because
close to me.
It's like you can be great in so many different areas, and what ends up happening is you have control over that. So if you put yourself through school or you're grinding, graduated with honors, probably like top of the class. You're right. You the club, the presidents of all these clubs and all these things.
Not that, but it's okay.
You have some accolades there, and you have control over that. Let me study, ace this test. People are going to applaud me. I feel good about it. But what about my emotions? I don't know how to control that, but I know how to control these outcomes. So we put our energy into the things that we feel like we can control.
And why is control so important for black men?
Because who wants to be out of control? Who wants to not have control? If you don't have control, that's where the fear can set in, the anxiety can creep in, the unknown, and that can be really scary for us. But men, we really don't use that term, but that's what we're feeling. Like I'm afraid of what can happen. So let me just focus on what I can control.
Why do we associate control with peace? Because And I'm asking you that question because one of the things that I also dealt with when I was in college was I was very controlling in my relationship. I didn't even realize I was being controlling. I thought I'm just being a protector, right? That's what we tell ourselves, right?
Right.
This is what we tell ourselves. Man, I'm on to y'all. Stop lying to yourself, brother. You say you being protective, but you really just being controlling, and you confusing the two, and you can't lie to me because I've done it before. Listen, right? So what I used to do, right? I used to tell my girl, yo, you can't go out and wear that because I don't want you wearing that. You my girl, you can't go out and put this on and disrespect me, whatever the case may be. And there's a lot of brothers that have the same similar conversation.
For sure.
If this is what your person is doing, right? And you know for a fact that they're doing this and you feel like it's disrespectful, why do you keep tolerating it?
So now you're talking about the other part where I love specializing in, which is confidence.
Go ahead.
Because when you don't have the confidence in yourself, you will try to control everything around you to make that feel good. So it's like, I don't know how these brothers are going to react, but you know what? Don't even wear that. Don't even wear that. And you give like you said, an ancillary reason why. But at the core, it's because you lacking something in you.
Yeah. I like that you said that. And when I used to do that, right? It used to trigger me so bad when she would still go and do her own thing. And then I'm sitting in the crib thinking about all of the possibilities that I don't have control of.
All the what ifs.
All the what ifs, right? And that's what a lot of men do too. We won't sit here. We won't be honest about that part of it.
Yeah.
Why are you so mad? You're mad because your mind is telling you all of these different things are potentially going to happen. You don't trust your partner. Some of us don't even have partners that have given us a reason to not trust them, but we don't trust them. Why is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do I not trust this person? They haven't given me any reason not to trust them. We have to ask these questions.
Oftentimes it goes back to things that have nothing to do with your partner. It's those earlier childhood wounds, those letdowns where somebody you did care about or love, they broke your heart in some regard, and now you don't want that to happen again. So you're like, you know what? I'm feeling her. This is my partner. This is my boo, my wife. I'm going to control everything I can about her.
Yeah.
So I think she won't be able to hurt me. That person hurt me when I was younger and I didn't control it.
Yes.
But it takes a lot. First, you got to be able to unpack that and to get there. And then be honest about that's what it really is.
Honesty, brother. That honesty is so important. That's why I say, you can lie to yourself. You cannot lie to me because it's different when you're a man that has experienced it. That's why I always speak from experience. I never tell black men to do something that I haven't personally experienced or gone through. So when I'm talking about the controlling thing and the relationship thing, it's because I spent years doing that. And what happened was at the end of that relationship, neither of us were better for that. Like, that didn't help either of us. It made her frustrated. It made me frustrated.
Because now she don't trust you because I can't really be vulnerable with you because I don't know what you're going to say. You might say something and take it. I say something to you. She says something. You take it the wrong way.
Right.
That's not what she meant.
Right.
You putting your insecurity onto her. And she's like, what have I even done to warrant this?
Yeah.
And you give some type of made up excuse and she kind of believes it, but she like, nah, that's not it.
Bugging.
Then you might have your boys who say, hey man, I know you're not going to let her do X, Y, Z.
And what does that do?
So you get reinforcement from them. They kind of geeking you up and now you're like, you know what? Nah, let me check her the way I'm supposed to.
You're right, bro.
Yeah. And knowing they going home, this is the thing about listening to your friends, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They will tell you something to do that they are absolutely not doing in their own house. Absolutely not. But they're not going to show it or they don't want to own up to it. Yeah, they'll tell you something, but they're not even following their own rules.
We love to live vicariously through other people.
Basically, right? That's what's happening.
I want to tell you to do the things that I wish I could do so I could live through what I hope you actually end up doing.
And I had to learn that myself on different things. It could be relationships. It could be career things where you listening to somebody else and they kind of like, they're pouring into you, quote unquote, telling you, hey man, don't do this. Don't do that. Like I had a friend, man, told me, hey man, do whatever you do. Cause you know, I'm married 10 years now. And now we have a beautiful daughter.
Love it.
Hey man, whatever you do, don't have kids, whatever you do. Serious? Yeah.
Nah.
But that's when people speak from a place of insecurity or they're not, you know, comfortable with their situation.
Yeah.
They'll tell you something they absolutely wouldn't do themselves.
Yeah.
That's why friends, you got to be careful of how you take their advice.
I want to pause real quick and talk to the brothers that may be going through it right now, because I know there are some of you that are going through it right now that are listening to this episode. And I want to make sure that you guys feel seen, heard, understood, and supported. So if you're going through depression, if you're going through suicide ideations, if you're going through anxiety, a difficult breakup, divorce, baby mama drama, whatever it is that you're thinking about on a day-to-day basis that's making you feel like less of a man, I want you to know that it is okay to be going through those things. But what's not okay is for you to stay in the same position that you're in right now, knowing that there's things that you could be doing to better yourself. And so one of those things that we've created personally for Black men on this platform is called Safe Haven. So Safe Haven is a holistic healing platform that we've created specifically for Black men just like you. Whatever it is that you're going through, you're not alone, because we have hundreds of men inside of Safe Haven that are going through the same exact thing as you. We have resources that are available to help you heal. One of the most important resources is connecting you with a mental health professional that can help you and will help you through whatever it is that you're going through. And we do that within the first 10 to 15 minutes of you getting onto the platform. We're the only platform that does this specifically for Black men. We're the only platform that specifically vets our professionals before they're even allowed on our platform, so they know how to help Black men to heal. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, if you're ready to make a change in your life, then join Safe Haven. All you got to do is go to expressyourselfblackman.com/links, and there will be a link for you to join Safe Haven. If you are a woman and you know a Black man and you're trying to get them to join Safe Haven, you can go to expressyourselfblackman.com/links and join on their behalf, or gift them a Safe Haven membership. If you have any questions, if anything's not clear, send an email to staff@expressyourselfblackman.com. And with that being said, let's get back to the rest of the episode. Love y'all. Yeah, you know, I learned that so much. I learned that at a very young age, but I always get it reinforced in various ways. Mm-hmm. So I went to a lot of my stories I'm realizing from college. Interesting. So in college, right?
Yeah.
I majored in computer science, and computer science is notorious for being one of the difficult majors, right? Mm-hmm. And math is important. And I wasn't really the greatest at math, but I ended up doing really well in college. And I remember freshman, sophomore year, I would talk to the juniors and seniors, and they'd be like, man, listen, when you get to discrete math, just say your prayers. It's over for you, right? I was like, so I was, bro, when I was deathly terrified of this.
Dang.
I remember discrete math because I thought to myself, once I get to this class, it's over for me. Yeah. Like, I'm probably going to fail out. That's what my thought process was, because it's what people are telling me. When I got to discrete math, I had a professor. Her name was, I think, Dr. Loft. Mm-hmm. First of all, I loved that lady. Mm-hmm. She was amazing. Black woman, amazing professor. I used to be in her office all the time, just chopping it up with her. People used to say there's something wrong with her, too. So, they thought she had an attitude, all these different kind of things. And I'm saying all this to let you know, people will say all of these things. You still have to experience the thing for yourself and determine what it is for you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because if I had let them say, yo, discrete math is going to be the hardest thing for you, and then I actually took that and switched my major or whatever the case may be, I ended up getting an A in discrete math. Dr. Love was one of my favorite professors. I ended up going to her office a lot, learned a lot from her. I would have never had all these experiences if I just listened to what people were saying. And so I want to ask you a question about, because one of the things I realized that a lot of us do as Black men, we try to use our partners or our friends as therapists. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why do you feel like, or let me ask you, what could potentially be the problem with that? Because I see a lot of people saying, well, you know, my wife is my therapist, my girlfriend, or my partner is my therapist. And people accept that as this is
There's
thick.
So many reasons. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to start, and we're going to keep going on this because, so one, if you're using your friend or your partner as your therapist, one, you're putting an onus on them that they do not deserve. They don't deserve to be your partner, your friend, and your therapist who's helping you heal all of these other wounds, traumas, old hurts that you have. They won't even know how to turn that off. So like you talking to your fiance and you like, hey, this is what I got going on. Do you want her to respond now as your fiance or as your therapist? Because there's going to be two totally different responses.
What's another
reason? You can talk to your friend about some stuff. Friends might be more likely to side with you. So they could become yes men or yes women. They're not going to challenge you, or they may not know how to challenge you in the same way a therapist would. Like when I'm talking to some of my clients, like, yes, I'm friendly, but we're not friends. So when I ask them something, I can ask them coming from a very neutral standpoint. I'm not trying to be on their side. I'm not trying to make it uncomfortable on our next guys trip, because none of that stuff is happening. So when you have a therapist who can talk to you about something, they're going to be really objective, and friends may struggle with that. I heard this and I'll never forget it from somebody I work with. They said friends will talk you off the ledge, but your therapist will keep you away from the ledge.
Explain the difference.
Friends, they're going to say, hey, Kelsey, don't do that, man. Come on over here. You working with your therapist, they're going to equip you with so many tools, you won't even get close to doing what you might be thinking about. That's the difference. Friends are only qualified to be a friend. Right. They're not qualified to be a therapist. They don't know the questions to ask. They may not keep whatever you say confidential. That's a big one right there. So you'll unpack something, and then next thing you know, you see a Facebook post, you're like, hold up, this sounds a lot like what I'm going through. Yeah. Hey, can you take that down?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, that sounds a lot like me. Like, people ain't stupid. Again, friends, this is another one. You'll tell your friend something. Let's say you and your girl going through something. You tell your friend, hey, man, I can't believe she did A, B, C, X, Y, Z. One, you're not giving the full scope of things. Right. Friend is like, oh, you know what? You should do A, B, and C. You're like, yeah, dog, I'm going to do that. Then you end up repatching things. Y'all back lovey-dovey. Your friend like, hey, you still messing with her? I thought. Friends don't forget. They like, no, we done with her. You like, this is me. No, we done with her, bro. Yeah. So now if you end up putting your friend in that situation, that ain't like, man, you don't even listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I realized? Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I am so glad we got here. I didn't know we was going to get here, but I'm so glad we got here. I've realized that you have to let people make the decisions that they want to make. So what I mean by that is oftentimes I'll have friends come to me about stuff that they're going through. And I realize that they really don't need my advice. That's what I've learned as a black man, because I used to knock I used to try and all the time giving advice. And then people come back to me with the same problem. I'm like, yo, we talked about this 6 months ago. I just told you why. Well, how are we back here again? And what I realize is that you got to let people make the decision, because people are going to make the decision that they want to make anyway. And you cannot, and I'm going to emphasize this, you cannot be more passionate about somebody's life than they are. What I mean, and I'm going to let you go, but what I really mean by that is sometimes we get so caught up in what people got going on that we allow that to frustrate us when they don't take our advice. Because we're like, yo, I want better for you. Just do it. Yo, just do it. I used to be that way. Until I realized, yo, this is this person. This is their life. I don't have to be more passionate about this person's life than they are. Let them ruin their life if they want to. I can still love them from a distance. I don't have to be upset that they're not taking my advice. Yes, it's annoying, but at the same time, if that's my friend and I really do love them unconditionally, I can still love them from a distance and allow them to do whatever they want to do and not allow that to frustrate or upset me. But go ahead, you're going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say something because you're absolutely right. We call that countertransference when the therapist start working harder than the client. Because you're like, wait, I done already told you this. But that's another reason you bring up, man. Friends will give information. Therapists will help with transformation. And it's so different. The questioning, the validation, the processing, all of that's going to look different when you're talking to a professional versus a friend. Because friends like, hey, let me give you the blueprint right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You good to go.
Yeah.
As a therapist, we know like, yeah, I can tell you what to do, but you're not ready to hear it yet.
Yeah.
So even if I do tell you, it's not going to hit like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So let me strategically walk you through this process so you can, as you said, make your own decision.
Yeah. I like that. I want to go back to one of the earlier things that you said about confidentiality.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I think that's so important because one of the things that I think a lot of men are deathly terrified of is sharing something and then that thing getting out. So I tell you something that was near and dear to my heart that I really struggle with telling, and I probably haven't told many people. And then you then use that information either in an argument later, or you share it with somebody else that I wasn't comfortable with you sharing it with. Yeah. How do men work back from that? Because I feel like a lot of men go through that experience and then that experience shuts them down from ever sharing again. So have you had you had a man that's dealt with that, one? And then two, if you have, what do you normally do to help him to work through that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, I have. Okay. I mean, I experienced it myself. Like, I feel like...
Maybe you can talk from personal experience, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one, you have to... If this is a friend or maybe it's a partner, whoever has betrayed your trust, you have to really relay how critical that was to you. Like how detrimental. You can't gloss over it. See, as men, sometimes we like to be like, man, that was messed up, but hey, all right, bro, we good. So, that's so quick. Not really elaborate like, man, I told you this. I told you I had not shared this with anybody. Yeah. I really said, hey, man, keep this between me and you still went out there and told whomever. You told Brandy. You told Brandon. Like, dang, that really hurt me, bro. Like, now I'm kind of debating, can I trust you? And what that's going to look like, man. Like, now that's a level of vulnerability that we may not want to go, but we have to, as opposed to just saying, all right, man, it's all good. Whatever. Yeah. Let's play the game.
You bringing up a lot for me right now. Why do we have to get to that level of vulnerability? Because right now what I'm hearing is there's a black man that's listening to this like, man, that's pussy. I'm being honest with you, right? I'm
laughing. I'm only laughing because I feel like in the past 2 or 3 months, I've heard men challenge me like, man, what type of feministic stuff or what are you on? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm actually telling you as somebody who's lived and worked with a lot of men and just seen people in life that this is what you need to do. And it's not pussy. It's not you being weak or feminine for saying, hey, this really messed me up right here. Like, you really betrayed my trust. You really hurt me. Because what happens is you just stay at the surface level. So whatever's going on never really gets resolved.
What's the problem with staying at the surface level, though?
It's like sweeping under the rug. Okay. So at some point that rug gonna come up and you're gonna be like, damn, I'm dealing with all that stuff. Because it's been there. It's like, and then it comes out at the wrong time.
Explain that. Explain what you mean it comes out at the wrong time.
So let's say, for instance, somebody has betrayed your trust.
Right.
And you act as if you are ready to keep moving on and keeping this relationship. But really, that still is messing with you. That still hurts you on another level. Yeah. So y'all get into it about something else. Maybe it's not even big, but you bring that up. Yeah. What about the time when I told you? They like, wait, we ain't even talking about that.
You told me you was over that.
But you're not. So you find any way to weave that thing back into the conversation. And you look crazy by doing that because you just jumping way into left field. But that's because you like, you know what? Hey, we into it. I'm about to pull out because I'm still bothered by this. Now you're dealing with a multitude of issues.
I'm so weak because, bro, you know how many... I don't mean to laugh, man. I don't mean to laugh because I know
it happens.
I know people going through it right now, man. But I'm weak because you know how many arguments where I've had people come to me like, yo, bro, I don't even know where this came from.
Yeah.
This is something that, we keep talking about the same thing. It's because, whoever it is not over it.
They're not. They are acting like they are, but it's still bothering them.
That's so funny, man. I'm so glad you used that example because I really feel like that's going to hit home for a lot of men. And there's a lot of people that are in relationships and they seem defensive. And I think that sometimes when people are defensive is because they have things that they're dealing with that they haven't had a chance to express, like you just mentioned. Yeah. So people may not, there's some people that are just naturally defensive because it's a trauma response or whatever the case may be. But there's some people that's like, you may be defensive because of what you just mentioned. Like you had multiple times in which you felt like you weren't able to actually express, or you actually didn't take the space to express what you're dealing with. So now you're just finding ways in which you can bring it up because you really need to. Like, you really need to, but you just don't know how to.
Yeah, so it just explodes.
Yeah, man, bro, man, nah. That, yeah. Do you do couples?
Yeah, I do couples, and that's when I see it happen too. Like,
I was gonna say, what are you normally running into with couples right now?
Yeah, couples, they going through one thing, and then these things. So a couple may come in and because something has happened, now they like, hey, we need to kind of work through this with the professional.
Okay.
But at some point, you still have to address some of the earlier things that have happened that people say they've recovered from, but they really haven't. Mm-hmm. And couples work is challenging.
Why?
Because you're working with the individual person, but you're also working with the couple.
The unit, yeah.
The unit.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that takes a lot of work, and people aren't ready to put in that level of commitment to see that process through.
What do you mean that level of commitment to see the process through?
Because it's like, okay, well, we arguing about, household chores, and then you figure out a system. Okay, well, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Okay, cool. I think we're good. One person is usually like, I think we're on a good space. Somebody else like, nah, I think hey, can I go? Can I talk about this?
Yeah.
And the other person was like, wait, I thought we was good about that.
Yeah.
So you have to really be fully honest and vulnerable in that couple space as well.
Man, I did couples with Naima for a little bit. We did couples twice. Not because anything, we had some stuff going on. And the first time we did it, it was good, and then we were getting a bunch of feedback on things. Here's what I'll say about couples. Mm-hmm. You have to be at a space where you are comfortable having uncomfortable conversations with your partner. Because if not, you're going to cap in the sessions. Mm. And the last thing you want to do is cap in couple sessions, because you're going to be lying to your therapist and your partner. And then what ends up happening is then when you get back into your relationship with your partner and y'all doing y'all day-to-day things or whatever the case may be, they're thinking again, oh, we good, because in therapy, this was mentioned and we straight. And then again, you're still going through the same thing and you get back in the same situation. But go ahead.
I love that, because when I thought about is like if you put in the wrong address in the GPS and it continuously reroutes you because you're like, they're not going where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And that's what will happen when you cap in therapy.
Yeah.
It'll take you longer to get to where you're trying to get to because you weren't honest about the direction and what you was really going through.
Yeah. All right. I'm interrupting this podcast episode to let you guys know to leave a review on the podcast. Please, please, please. If you are listening to this episode and you're finding value in this episode, you're enjoying the conversation, or you've enjoyed a previous episode or conversation, and it's safe to operate your phone right now, please leave us a review. Your review is a free and easy way to support us, and it helps us reach more people like you. We're on a mission to build a stronger, more connected Black community, starting with Black men. And you can help us on that mission by taking a minute out of your day to leave a review. Your review helps us generate more listeners, which in turn generates more revenue, allowing us to expand the platform even further. So please take a few seconds out of your day. I know you're busy. I understand. I know you're doing a lot, but it will help us greatly if you would just take a few seconds out of your day to leave a review right now. Did you leave a review yet? All right, let's get back to the episode. In couples, there's just so many different things that you start navigating that you didn't realize you were going to have to navigate or even talk about. So again, one of the things, so Naima was a woman that I was with in college that I was very controlling with.
Okay.
Right. So we ended up getting back in the relationship now. Everything's good now. Right. But early in our relationship, I was trying to be very mindful about being controlled. Right. And so I was just very sensitive about like anything that was deemed as controlling. And one of the things that happened was, early in a relationship, like Naima had went out somewhere and then there was a guy that she knew and he paid for her food. I'm like, yo, next time, first of all, I was like, whoa, first of all, I'm there.
Right.
The hell we doing?
Yeah.
Why are you having somebody else pay?
Right.
Call me and I'll pay, right? We brought that to our couples therapist and she was like, that was kind of a little bit controlling. And I was like, really? Interesting. Why? And that process of like navigating that, something that I thought I was doing that was actually good could be deemed as controlling was jarring for me because I was like, damn, like I thought I was good. I thought I wasn't on this controlling stuff anymore, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And that's a very small example. We haven't had anything, you know what I'm saying? We haven't had anything happen since then, but those are some of the things that maybe not all men are going through, but it's just random stuff that you may be thinking is normal or healthy that you may bring up that may potentially show you that there's certain things that you need to work on.
What I would say too, though, kind of like with one-on-one therapy or individual couples therapies too, prevention is still better than treatment. Meaning if you can get in with your couples person before there's an issue, it's going to be so much better.
For sure.
I think we think that, okay, let me wait till we got a problem or we about to go through something. It's like, nah, do it ahead of time to prevent the problems from getting so big.
Nah, facts. And I think that's what we did too. Like we didn't do couples because we had a huge problem. Like we really didn't have a big problem. We did couples because we had so much baggage from when we were younger. And we wanted to make sure that when we got into this new relationship and we were doing this new thing, we had a healthy foundation to build upon. And that we weren't bringing all the baggage from when we were younger, I was controlling and all this extra stuff into this new situation and muddying up the waters.
That's the best way to do it, though.
Yeah. So it really helped us to build a foundation because now if we go through first, like, I'm telling you, Naeem and I are so good, man. Like I really feel like it doesn't matter what we go through, we'll be all right. Like we can really sit and talk through things. And again, I say this all the time and this is so important and I emphasize it so much. She's rational, brother. She's rational. And
I can see, I know you love that.
Bro.
I can tell the way you emphasized it.
Bro. It takes being with a rational person to understand why having a rational person is important. I used to have conversations with my ex and I would be like, yo, this woman is crazy. Like, yo, straight up, like there's no way. Yeah. There's no way this is what you think. So being with someone that's rational, bro, I can have a conversation and you understand what I'm saying. Not only do you understand what I'm saying, you agree with it.
Yeah.
You're like,
that's a different level.
Like, bro, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you got to agree to everything, but that's important. Go ahead.
Yeah, but when you've done work on yourself too, you can kind of point out like, you know what? I don't think this is going to work because you're going left with so many different things.
Yeah.
Our values are different. The way we look at life is like jarringly different. Like, I don't know if this gonna work.
Yeah, but man, I'm telling you, that's why I said what I said about the grinding my pain away thing. Bro, like, it helps, but it really hurts too because, again, I got into that relationship and I thought I had won. If you had asked me when I was in that relationship, like, how do you feel about your life right now? I'm like, I'm good. Like, good. I won. Like, I'm in a new relationship. I got my job. I'm out of college. I thought I had won. And bro, I was so far from winning. I didn't even know what the finish line looked like.
But see, a lot of brothers will have, like you said, all the accolades. It'll be laid out, the job, the career, the car, the home, all of this stuff, even the relationship. But so you're on the outside, you're winning.
Yeah.
On the inside, you are drained.
Yeah.
and nobody really takes a layer back and see like, oh man, are you really good? Cause you don't want to show that, man, I'm looking good. I'm looking real good right now. But on the inside, I'm hurting.
Bro, I used to have, that reminds me of when I was, again, in college, depressed. And that's when, right before I got to the point where I was like, yo, I got to grind my pain away. I was that guy. I was that guy dealing with the functional depression, where it's like literally I would be out in school and work pretending like everything was okay. Pretending like life was great. I would be telling jokes. I would be joking with people all the time, laughing up a storm. Then when I come home, I'm crying myself to sleep. I'm crying my eyes out. I'm replaying all the mistakes that I made. I'm upset all the time. I'm so upset that I don't want to be home.
So you were just holding it all in.
I was holding it all in, bro. That was, again, if you've been through depression, you know how wild of a ride depression can be. I don't wish that on anyone. That was the worst time of my life, honestly. And I just went back to my college and I did a talk there, and I was talking to one of my old professors, and he was like, I seen Express Yourself Black, man. I saw what you're doing. I'm proud of what you're doing. And he said, I want to tell you something. When I used to ask you how you were doing, do you remember what you used to say?
Dang, what would you say?
He said, I used to say I'm terrible. I'm doing terrible. But I would say it like, I would joke about it. You get what I'm saying? So like, if you ask me how you doing, I'm terrible, bro. And I would laugh. Like it's like as if it's not, like as if that's not true. But in reality, I was doing terrible.
Right.
So it was almost like a cry for help.
It was like, I'm going to throw it out there.
And
maybe at some point somebody might be like, hey, you've been saying that for a minute.
Are you straight?
But when you looking so clean on the outside, people don't really poke. They like, yeah. Now, your terrible is different. That's what your terrible different than my terrible. So I take your terrible any day.
Right. Your terrible is my great.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know how that is.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely know how that is, man. I definitely do know how that is. Nobody, man. Oh, man. My girl the other day, and I love her again. I love Naima. She's always challenging me to do better and be better and all these different things. And I'm grateful for that. One of the things she said to me the other day, she was like, yo, you got to do a better job checking in on your people around you. I'm not going to lie to you. I almost lost it. I ain't going to lie to you. I love her. I would never yell at her or anything like that. When I say lost it, I mean like mentally, I was like, yo, what the hell? Right? Yeah. And so I explained to her very calmly. I said, yo, babe, I'm not going to lie to you. I really feel like I've been doing a way better job checking in on people. I think people don't check in on me. That's what I said to her. Not that anything's wrong, Jason. So just, nothing's wrong, right? But I just had to acknowledge that, as a man, I feel like I do a great job of checking in on the people around me because I know what it was like when I wasn't doing a good job. So I know what a good job looks like. When I think about somebody, I'm like, all right, let me text this person and make sure they're straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing regular check-ins with different people in my phone that don't text me and check in on me. And I'm not saying I need them to do that, but when she said that, it was triggering.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
You know what I'm saying? Because yo, bro, I'm checking in. Who's checking in on me? That's what I said to her.
That kind of felt like the premise of the show too, like because that black man is always, hey, you good? You good? I'm just calling to make sure everything's straight. I ain't heard from you. But then it's not reciprocal. But because you are, or people are that person where people are like used to you checking in on them, it's expected.
Right.
It's expected for you to keep pouring and pouring and pouring. And again, I see a lot of high achievers.
Yeah.
And they can just take on a little bit more. Hey, always like, oh, this person not doing good.
Let me help out.
Step in.
Yeah.
You need some bread? Let me step in. You need an extra hand? And it's like, hold up. Like now, this is becoming pervasive. Like,
yeah, bro.
I don't know how much more I can take.
Yeah.
But then not really feeling like I can say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse being good at
life. I mean, but let me let you finish your thought.
I mean, you finished. I was trying to figure out what I was saying, but I'll just use that. It's a gift and a curse. I'll say this. It's a gift and a curse being successful, or what people deem successful. Because what ends up happening is you get the weight of trying to make sure everyone else reaches your level of success, even if they aren't capable of it. And what I mean by that is we love for everybody to be as great as we are in the things that we do. But sometimes, going back to my point that I made earlier, you get to a point where you are doing more than that person is willing to do for themselves. You are more passionate about where this person is going than they are about where they're going. And that can be very draining because, especially for someone that's doing well, right? Or well, it can be draining because it's like you always feel like there's more that you can give. So when do you stop? You know what I'm saying? Because you already know, like, I could spend a little extra time and then I could give them a little extra bread and do this and make this opportunity available. And then you're extending yourself in so many different directions. You don't have capacity to even take care of yourself. But nobody cares because, like, yo, bro, you good anyway. So why should I care about you having capacity to take care of you when you take care of you anyway? You good. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. We get, so I know I'm older than you, but the verses was last week or a couple weeks ago, No Limit and Cash Money.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And somebody in Master P's camp was ill and unfortunately passed away, Young Bleed.
Damn.
I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I didn't.
But people on the internet were saying, like, man, P should take care of him. P needs to do this. P needs to do that. P got it.
Yeah.
Putting the pressure on P because he's Master P, he think he can just take care of everybody.
Yep.
And I think that happens even on like a common folk level too, where you like, oh, you that guy, you could take care of everybody.
Yep, for sure.
But what does that really truly look like? Because you're going to pour out so much, whether it be emotionally, now you're drained.
Yeah.
Financially, your bank account start looking funny.
Funny money.
Right. Physically, you just don't have it. Like you give and give and give. Because you're used to doing that. You're used to grinding more than somebody else.
Yeah. Bro, it gets crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I've had to get really good at, and I think this is important for all black men. It don't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what level of success you at. It does not matter because we do this regardless of where we at. It's important for us to get good at setting boundaries. We are horrible at boundaries.
Yeah.
Horrible at boundaries. We don't even know what a boundary is. Why? Because we've been conditioned to believe that not having boundaries is providing. If I just say yes to you and I do what you're telling me to do and I provide for you, right? Whenever you need provision, I'm being a man. That's what being a man is always making sure that I'm available for your every need, because if I'm not a man. And that is not actually providing. I call that's people pleasing. That's what I always tell people. Black men confuse providing with people pleasing, and we do it routinely. We do not know how to say no. We don't know how to set boundaries. And everybody thinks we're so rigid and we're so masculine. Go tell your mom no when she asks you for money.
Man.
Even though you know you ain't really got it like that.
Right.
Go tell your wife that y'all can't get that thing that she really been asking you for because you know it's gonna put you in a bad position. Go tell her no. If you really like that, go set that boundary about, yo, we not doing this with our finances anymore because it keeps putting us in terrible positions and I gotta pick up extra shifts and do all this extra stuff and it's putting me in a bad mental and physical space. Go set that boundary. Why won't you do that?
What I've seen is those of us who really, really need to have boundaries are the worst at it. We're so used to giving, people pleasing. We don't know no. It's not even in our vocabulary, and it's putting us in a worse position, literally. But again, on the outside, I look so good. So I don't even want to say no because I might feel I'm not confident enough to say no.
Right.
Because I'm comparing myself to Kizzle. I'm comparing myself to this person. So I'm like, I'm going to say yes, but on the back end, I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah. That yes, I forgot who said this, but yes has a cost associated with it.
I remember you talking about like saying no to your girl. When I got married, when I was about to get married, my grandmother sat me down. She said, look, you know, as a man, you need to be 3 things: a protector, a provider, and a teacher. I'm like, okay, you know, I love my grandmother. I'm listening. I'm taking notes, mental. I'm like, bet, I got it. Provider, protector, teacher. Nowhere in that, though, was anything about like saying, you know, taking care of me to be a better provider, protector, teacher.
No. You don't
but as I know now, the more I take care of myself, the better I can be.
Right.
As a provider, protector, and teacher.
Yeah.
We get left out in that conversation, even by those who love us the absolute most.
Yeah. And that is what I try to get black men to understand when I had the conversation with them about confusing providing with people pleasing. I try to get them to understand that, like what you just mentioned, providing, you are also a person that needs to be provided for.
Absolutely.
Right. And so if you don't have your own provider, which most of us don't, because we are the providers, then we in turn have to provide for ourselves.
You got to. And when you lay the foundation for you, now you can, you know, you don't have to set boundaries. You can show what boundaries look like. And that's different when you can say, hey, no, we're not doing this. But why? Because I got this going on, or we have this coming up.
Yep.
It's like, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, and live it out and do it without guilt.
Relationships are so important. Us being able to communicate, also very important.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. Because right now, in our fiance and engagement stage, so there's a lot of planning.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of planning. You gotta have a consistent communication about every little thing. Every detail has to be planned for.
Yeah.
And if you are not a man that's good at communicating and redirecting and reprioritizing, it can be overwhelming if you got all this other stuff that you're doing as well. You gotta, cause life don't stop just cause you gotta get married.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't give a damn that you put in. You don't care. Yo, listen, I need this email.
You're right.
Send that email out today.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't care if you got stuff going on. And so it's important for you to redirect and process, and then also be open and honest about capacity. I told my girl, I said, listen, after this month is done, I need a break. Don't talk to me about no damn. Don't talk to me about this. Don't talk to me about that. I'm done after this month. She said she want to do this extra thing. I said, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Don't hit me about this thing. And you got to be, as a man, you have to be relentless about your rest.
Oh, yeah.
Because people will always try to withdraw from your labor. Or withdraw from whatever it is, whatever capacity you have, because you're a man. So the way I'm seeing it right now is being a man is like having a nonprofit, right?
Say you got to break that down.
Okay, I'm going to break it down right now for you, right? So the way a nonprofit works is you get a bunch of money in, and at the end of the year, you're supposed to spend all that money. Right? And you're also supposed to make it available and show how much money you've got in. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by being a man is like a nonprofit is like, we have a certain amount of capacity, right? And we're supposed to show how much capacity we have to everybody. And everybody just makes their withdrawals.
And then give it all out.
Everybody makes their withdrawals. So that's what we think being a man is like. Is like basically you're a nonprofit. You gotta give me all your capacity. And at the end of the day, you gotta make sure all of your capacity has been used, because resting is a problem.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to add any additional capacity for yourself.
Rest has looked like laziness.
Exactly.
And that's been the mantra since I was young.
Yes. And I think that's the problem. We have to get black men out of thinking that they're a nonprofit and start thinking about themselves as a business. Right? So how does a business operate? You have customers. They also provide you with revenue, and you use that revenue to reinvest into the business so that the business can grow.
And as a business too, you're going to empower others and delegate. So you're not going to take on everything, because as a solopreneur, everything will just start to crash if you're doing everything like me, you wearing all the hats. It was like that episode of Martin when he was running that restaurant. And they switching around from him being like the bartender, the cook. He's doing all these things. it's like it just come out and crumble.
Yeah, nah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I really need us to understand that we have a limited capacity, and in order for us to be able to still operate and be sane and not resent the people around us, because that also happens, resentment happens. In order for us to not deal with those things, we have to be willing to take rest, and we have to be relentless about it, because again, people are going to withdraw from whatever capacity they think you have if you allow them.
Especially when you that good go-to person too. Like, they're going to keep coming back.
They will definitely keep coming back. So you got to make sure you set your boundaries, man. You have to make sure you set your boundaries. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What are some things that you feel like keep black men up at night?
Oh, that's a good one.
If you don't mind, what are some things that keep you up at night?
Yeah, I was going to start with me first.
Okay,
it's easy. Great. It's just easier to be transparent, right?
Okay.
Just thinking about, the thing that you just shared. What does rest look like for me? What does legacy look like for me? I think, having a daughter now, that changes things because it's like, I'm definitely her provider, one of her providers. So it's like, okay, how can I provide for her, but still provide for me and find that healthy balance? Right now I'm like a couple weeks away from earning my doctorate degree. So
congrats.
Balancing school, family, being a new dad. These are things, work.
Yeah.
Like nothing stopped when all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
So what keeps me up is balancing, figuring out, okay, is she getting enough attention? Is she getting enough attention? Like, like daughter, wife, self. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Rest. I love to exercise. How am I going to keep continuously fitting all of this in?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you talked about the exercise thing. I'm getting off on a tangent a little bit, but I think it's an important one. I think the first thing for me, when we talk about holistic wellness, right? So holistic wellness, 6 dimensions of wellness. We talk about physical, mental, emotional, social, financial, spiritual. That's what I label them. The first aspect of my wellness to slip when I'm going through periods where I have limited capacity and I'm just like burning out is my physical.
It's easy.
Because it's like, I skipped the gym today. I'll go. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, brother, you lost all your damn gains, looking different. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
Clothes fitting different.
I was like, what the hell? Shirt got big on me.
Yeah.
I must have not dried it long enough.
Right.
After you start telling yourself, ain't no way, I ain't lose that much weight. Bro, I'm telling you, man. So like these last few months, man, I'm like, yo, bro, I start looking at myself, I'm like, yo, bro, this ain't it, bro. This ain't it. This week was like the first week I went to the gym 3 times in a week. And that's like, this is the first time I've done that in probably like 3 months. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Low key, bro. Same for me. My boy, one of our best friends, he does push-ups every day in November. He posts it.
Okay.
So I'm doing it with them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of got me back on the same trend as far as like just working out. Yeah. Because it's like for me, when I work out consistently, I'm also meal prepping better.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like everything kind of just flows so much better.
Bro. Yeah, man. Like working out for me is very important. And also like the mood, like the mental health benefits of working out. We don't talk about this enough, right? Like the mental health benefits of working out are actually insane. Like it really does do wonders for your mind, how you feel about yourself, how you approach the day, just everything. And so I find myself sometimes when I don't work out consistently or like I just stop working out, like I just had moments where I just feel not necessarily depressed, but just way lower than I should feel. And there's nothing wrong. Nothing's happened.
Right.
It's just, I don't feel like I don't feel good.
Well, it gives you that natural boost.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I shared this before, but I once worked with a psychiatrist.
Okay.
So, they prescribe medication for depression, anxiety, whatever you may be going through. But she was so in tune with the holistic side of health. She would always advocate for her patients to work out first. Like she didn't want to just say, hey, take this SSRI or take this medication. What's your exercise regimen look like? Are you moving 3, 4, or 5 times a week? before she just went to the medication, because she herself believed, and the research showed it, that exercise does help manage depression.
Yeah.
And improve your mood.
Yeah. So in essence,
if
you're dealing with something, I used to see posts like this and I used to be like, man, we leading these brothers astray. But I do agree now, like, yo, go to the gym, bro. Not saying that that's not saying that that's going to solve all your problems, but it's a great place to start. Go to the gym. Go work out, bro. Go get your body moving, get those endorphins flowing, start feeling better about yourself. Not just so that you can look better, but it's actually going to mentally help you to feel better, which will in turn eventually get you to the point where you're looking better and able to do better for yourself because you feel better throughout the day. You're making better decisions. You're having different conversations. You feel more confident. Yeah. It's a lot that goes into it that really does help you. And I feel like once I started going through my healing journey and I paired that with actually working out consistently and I started feeling better about myself, started affirming myself, a lot of things just started opening up. Doors started opening up. A lot, bro. A lot.
And then you can just, like you said, you look good, you feel good. Mm-hmm. You think I didn't hit the gym before I came over here? Hey, man, I'm running a little bit behind. Oh, bet I can get a couple more sets in.
Right.
Like,
okay. Oh, so you was in the gym when I hit you with that.
Yeah, I was okay, cool.
Yeah, nah, man. I love that. All right. So now I know there's some brothers right now that don't work out. Yeah. What would you suggest be like a way that they start? Like a simple way that brothers can start?
I would say the easiest way to start would be some type of walking, calisthenics, walking and push-ups. Okay. Like, I don't want to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes if you in your head, you're like, okay, what do I need to do? Leg day, chest, bi, push, pull. I don't want to, like, just start with a 15-minute walk, 5 minutes of push-ups and sit-ups, or push-ups and crunches, whatever you can do, and call it a day from there. Yeah. Don't feel like you have to overexert yourself and do all of this. Like, what's the combo exercise? The hit, and then that's the one where you're doing everything. It was real popular a couple years ago.
I know what you're talking about.
CrossFit, yeah. I had a psychiatrist up, man, this doc, he would get up before we got to the clinic. He'd do it every, like, 3 or 4 times a week. Doing, what's it called again? CrossFit, yeah. I'm like, man, save all of that.
CrossFit, they ain't never seen me. I tell you that. I'm not doing no day CrossFit at all, bro. I'm not doing CrossFit.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah. You gotta find what works for you, for sure. And like, find it, you know, I'm glad you said that, because when I first started working out, I did push-ups. And I was like 140, bro. I was 140 when I graduated college, which is crazy to think about. Like, I was...
Yeah, 140, dang.
Bro, I was dang, bro. I look like a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So, I remember doing push-ups for the first time, because that was the first time I had done it in probably like years. I almost vomited, bro. That's where I was at. Dang. So I'm saying that to let people know, like, bro, if this is where you at, like, it's normal. It's okay. You can work through that. So get yourself right. But then also the eating is very important. So for the brothers that are endomorphins, I think that's what it's called. Endomorphins. I think. I could be wrong. But basically, like, you struggle to gain weight. I struggle to gain weight. It's very easy for me to lose weight, but I struggle with gaining weight. For those brothers...
It's a little older.
Yeah, I know.
Keep going up.
He said, don't worry. Them pounds will start packing. Nah, facts. I got you. I know. Yeah. When I was younger, though, right? For the younger brothers, right? If you struggle to gain weight, you can either wait a few years or work on your diet and your nutrition. So try to make sure you eating breakfast, stop eating cereal and pizza all day. That's what I was doing, bro. I would eat, bro. I'm telling you, I thought breakfast was cereal. So I eat 3 bowls of cereal. I think I'm putting something in my body, and I'm not. It's just sugar. You know what I'm saying? So like, cereal ain't gonna do it for you. Get some eggs, get some steak. If you don't like eggs, it's all good. Get some potatoes and stuff. Whatever the case may be, get you a good breakfast. I used to do smoothies a lot, and that really helped me to gain weight. And then make sure that you have veggies. You have your starch, whether it's like rice, potatoes, whatever the case may be, mac and cheese, whatever you want to do. And you got your meat. It could be chicken is great. Salmon is also good because salmon is quick. Ground turkey is good. Make sure it's lean, more lean than it is fat. You'll be all right. Learn how to make some meals as well, man. I always tell all black men, I say, yo, We got to stop asking our partners to do things that we don't know how to do. Yeah. I tell everybody that, even women.
Yeah.
Like, stop asking people to do stuff that you don't know how to do. Stop expecting somebody to come in and change your life. You need to change your life.
Facts.
You expect somebody to come in.
Once you can do that, this is where I guess the confidence starts to come in too. Because once you start cooking for yourself, holding yourself accountable, you start to feel more competent. Competency breeds confidence. Yeah. So the more I know, oh yeah, I'm gonna make up this meal or I can do this. And now you start to become consistent. Yeah. You feel that much better about yourself. Yeah.
It's important not to be in a space where you feel like you need to be in a relationship.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You know, because I feel like a lot of us, especially men, and we don't say this, but a lot of us, like, we have an underlying feeling of needing to be in a relationship. We don't communicate that though, but the way that we act and the way that we move and the decisions that we make when we're dating is coming from a place of like, I need to be in this relationship rather than like, I'm looking for the right relationship for me. And those are two completely different things.
Yeah, needing to be in a relationship and wanting to be in a relationship and being in a healthy place to accept and be able to have that relationship. That's all different. Yeah. And I would say that boils down to as well, being able to know yourself and trust yourself. Yeah. When you don't know those things, you start looking for other people to help you out and validate you and pick up where you're not so comfortable at. Yeah. No, just put that work into you. Like, and then the person you do attract is going to be even more healthy and it's going to be better for the both of y'all.
Nah, absolutely, bro. I could not agree more. Like, once I got to the point where I was like, yo, bro, I'm good off relationships. It's so crazy because, man, Naeem and I, so COVID happened, right? Mm-hmm. When COVID happened, I moved back in with my parents. Cause I'm like, yo, listen, COVID, I got a new job. This job is remote. I'm about to go stack my bread, live with my parents. I lived with my parents for a while and that really helped me out. But nonetheless, right, when I was living with my parents in New York, Naeem and I rekindled. Mm-hmm. But around that time, I remember thinking to myself, I'm done. I'm not messing with these women no more. Like I'm good. Like, cause I had just fresh off of getting cheated on. Getting cheated on would do it to you in so many different ways, bro, because it's either you go deep into, I gotta have, for lack of better words, I have to have sex with all the women in the world to get over this pain of being betrayed, or you're like, yo, I'm so done with women, I don't even want to, like, I'm done. Not that you gay, but it's like, yo, I don't want to mess with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's where I was at, and I feel like once I got to that point where I was like, yo, I'm good. Then that's when the relationship ended up happening.
Yeah, because you was raised for it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, being cheated on, it'll hit you at your core. Like you thinking, hey, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? Mm-hmm. Like you're making it all about you. And I'm not saying that there wasn't some things, but sometimes we'll overly emphasize like, dang, I messed up, or I'm not the best person, or I can't. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like all these things we put on ourselves.
Yeah. You know, man. Being cheated on as a man is a very interesting experience. When a woman is cheated on, she's coddled, I feel like. Mm-hmm. She is protected. The person that cheated on her is a horrible person.
Yeah, he a dog.
Right. When a man is cheated on, he's the horrible person.
Yeah, what was he not doing? Was he not giving you enough attention? Was he not providing? He made you look elsewhere. Mm-hmm. It's like, dang, something bad happened to me. I didn't control it, but now I'm the biggest blame for this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and with women, it's like the opposite.
I'm so glad you said that and I didn't have to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I'm telling you, sometimes when I share the story of being cheated on, people are like, I've told somebody that I murdered somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're like, dang, you messed up, didn't you?
Yeah, like,
it's like, wait, I got cheated on. How did I mess up?
It's like, no, I don't think you heard me. I said, I got cheated. No, I heard you. Yeah. What did you do? What did you do in a relationship? It's crazy. It's crazy that sometimes that I just had a conversation, and it's actually, I just had a conversation with Odie. Odie's also.
Oh, yeah, I know Odie.
Yeah,
I know.
Odie's another psychotherapist. They love Odie on the platform.
Yeah, Odie's a
They
beast.
love Odie. Odie's great. And Odie was telling me how in society, we have a hard time identifying men as victims of anything.
Absolutely.
Right? So like when a man is done wrong, because we have a hard time identifying men as victims, we try to find a way in which he could be the perpetrator. So perfect example with this cheating on thing is like, yeah, you got cheated on, but what did you do that could make me see you as a perpetrator? So we always go to what did you do wrong? But we never ask women that. We never say when a woman gets cheated on, what did you do wrong? We're like, no, oh my God, he's terrible, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Because it's easy for us to see women as victims. But a man cannot be a victim. If you are a man in a situation and something has happened to you, you are at fault.
This is why men don't talk about stuff.
Nah.
Because men is like, men can be cheated on, men can be hurt, men can be violated. And what will they do? They will bury that experience. Mm-hmm. I'm not ever talking about that. I know there's a brother right now listening. He's been cheated on. He's been hurt. If he's not blamed publicly, he's blaming himself privately. So he's like, I'm not even going to talk about this because I already know what y'all going to say. Y'all going to put it on me, and I had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Right.
I was not my 100% responsibility.
Yeah. And this is the thing, right? Being cheated on, I'm not going to say I don't care what you did in a relationship, but what I will say is that is a decision that someone made. You didn't make that decision.
Right.
So for the man that's been cheated on, that's blaming himself, you didn't make that decision. And I'm talking about men, and I want to be very specific here. I'm not talking about men that you cheated first and then now she cheated back, or who they cheated. All right, now you in a different, brother. I ain't got nothing for you, brother. It's a different game that you in right now, brother. I haven't been at the game. What my situation was, yo, we got some things just like every couple got some things. I ain't do no dirt. I was trying my hardest to be faithful. I was faithful. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything, but we had some things, just like some couples had some things. And she decided to step out. So for a brother that's dealing with that, where you have been faithful and then the person or whoever you were with decided to step out and you're sitting there blaming yourself like, well, maybe I could have hugged them more, or I could have sent more text, or I could have been better sexually or whatever. You got to drop all of that. Because I went through all of that after that. After I found out, I went through all of that, bro. Like just questioning everything. Man, I wasn't good enough. I probably wasn't good enough sexually. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. I wasn't breaking her back enough.
Right. Yeah.
we wasn't having enough sex. So you know what? It does kind of make sense that she would cheat because maybe we wasn't having good. No, that don't make no damn sense, brother. If you in a relationship, you in a healthy relationship and sex is the only problem, y'all ain't got a problem. Not saying that y'all don't have a problem because you can work on that. If you in a healthy relationship, nobody in a healthy relationship with someone that they love decides that I'm going to step out on this person because we not having good enough sex. You have a conversation about that. You mature enough to have a conversation and say, yo, listen, this is where I would like to be better. What are some things that we can do? Y'all go through a checklist or whatever the hell you want to do. Maybe bring in a sex therapist to have a conversation. Y'all do that. You don't step out.
But that takes that person being open to having that conversation too.
Exactly.
Both parties have to be open and they have to be, like you said earlier, rational, not illogical, not just acting off of emotions. Because what you didn't say when you lean on the rational is that on the other side, there can be some illogical thinking or just, I'm going to do what my emotions tell me to do, which our emotions can lie to us. And if we just do what we feel all of the time, you will continuously run into problems.
Brother,
we know that feelings are not facts. So let's get to the core of why we're feeling this way and unpack that and see how can we resolve this by acknowledging our feelings and also applying logic too. That's what we call wise mind when you're using both sides of that.
Bro, you are doing the Lord's work because I feel like there's so many men that are watching this episode or listening to this episode and they are feeling validated by this conversation. Like, man, I've gone through that same exact thing. And that's a great feeling. But I want men to move from the validation and into doing the work. And so this is why I want to ask you some really specific questions about, like, how do we go from, all right, I don't feel comfortable expressing myself, or I've been cheated on, I've been betrayed, and I'm dealing with this, to actually get into a space where we can express ourselves and we can be in a healthy relationship. So I know I asked you about 2 different tracks. So let's just talk about expressing ourselves, right? Because I feel like that's one part that a lot of us struggle with. So how do we get to a space where we can better express ourselves if we haven't really been exercising that muscle?
Well, we got to first be honest and say, what is happening by me not expressing myself? What am I running into? Oftentimes, if we're not motivated to change, we're not. So we need less talk about what we want to do or what we need to do and more execution.
Yeah.
So asking yourself, what are some of the same problems that I've been having month after month, year after year? And once you feel like, dang, you know what? I am starting to run into this same roadblock. Let me do something about it. Let me go book a session with the therapist, or let me sit down and journal my thoughts, because I'm tired of running into these same challenges and essentially feeling really stuck.
So now let's move to the other part of that, right? Let's say a black man is dealing with a breakup. How does he navigate that? Because I feel like a lot of us, the way that we navigate dealing with after a breakup is we just, again, grind our pain away.
Yeah, we'll grind our pain away, or we'll get into some relationship and it may or may not be healthy.
Right.
We get into that rebound relationship.
For sure.
So first, if you're dealing with the breakup and now you want to heal yourself, ask yourself, what is hurting from this? Like, what did this relationship take from me? Because oftentimes there's loss that comes with the breakup that we have not acknowledged. We're looking at, okay, well, yeah, maybe I wasn't performing right, or, maybe I didn't do this. But where else has it hit me at my core?
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we thought maybe we're going to get married, have kids. There's a lot of future plans that we have with that person that we just have not fully communicated. Like, dang, I'm grieving too.
Yeah, man, we don't talk about the grief that comes with a breakup enough, man. There's a lot of grief. Oh, man, there's a lot of, it doesn't matter what type of breakup it is. And that's also where we get confused. We think that, okay, well, I got cheated on, so I shouldn't be grieving this relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be grieving the fact that I got cheated on, because at the end of the day, I shouldn't be grieving a relationship where it ended because I got cheated on. Because at the end of the day, this person obviously didn't care about me because they cheated on me. But that's not how emotions work.
No.
This is not how it work at all. Because if you were in a relationship with someone for years and you got cheated on, like, bro, you still had years of experience with this person. You got developed a routine and habits that you got used to. So now you don't have those things anymore. And that's one of the things I struggle with too. I grieved my past relationship. Even though I got cheated on, I was still grieving not being with that person, because I was like, damn, man, like, we used to be talking about this. We have Joe. We laughing about it. So there's still good stuff that you experience that you grieve. And we don't talk about that grief.
Because it wasn't all bad. And then we call that complex grief.
Okay,
when it's or complicated. Because now, let's say, for instance, you have a parent who dies, but that parent was never in your life.
Yeah.
But it's complicated too, because now I didn't know my mom or my dad. I missed them and I'm still grieving that loss.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't there.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like a double hurt.
Yeah.
Same thing if you're grieving a relationship that went south and didn't work. Even though it may have has a lot of unhealthy parts to it, now I'm grieving the fact that I don't have no damn body. Yeah. It's just me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
And yes, this was not great, but now where do I go from here?
Yeah.
People going to look at me sideways. If I couldn't even keep that, I couldn't even keep a bad relationship, how are they going to expect that I can handle a real healthy one?
How do we get black men to build their confidence without sleeping with a bunch of people? Because I feel like every time we have the conversation about confidence, we always tell black men to just go have sex with a bunch of people, or like just go talk to a bunch of people, and you'll build confidence. Like, so how do we build confidence in ways outside?
Yeah, it's funny because a friend of mine, this is actually a girl. She said, I think she had heard the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else.
Oh my God.
I just died laughing.
Yeah.
But on a real tip, the best way to build up confidence from that is by, again, not comparing yourself to what somebody else has.
Okay.
Confidence is not comparison. Oftentimes we're looking at, oh man, well, he's in a healthy relationship. I need to do better than him. Or we look at it as competition, and it's like, no, we need to start really trusting ourselves, knowing who we are. There's some parts of me that maybe I haven't explored yet. There's some things that I want to do that maybe I'm not comfortable sharing, but it's really innate in me. Once you can fully allow yourself to be you authentically inside and out, then your confidence is going to start to grow, because now you're going to be able to step into any room, no matter who's in there, and feel like you can own that room. You can be yourself, meaning now you can talk to anybody who you want and desire, because you're doing it from a healthy place, not from jealousy or envy. Yeah. That takes a lot of work. You got to start by knowing yourself first, and then start building those trust in yourself. Yeah.
I think another thing that we tell men to do to build confidence is basically we inadvertently or indirectly tell them that they need to be getting their money up.
Yeah.
Get your money up and then you'll be confident.
Get your money up, get your muscles up, all of that stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, man, like, I think there's a quote, money can't unlame you. And it's a very hard,
I like that.
It's a hard quote. It's very difficult to like, that's a difficult quote to hear. I'm going to say it again. Money cannot unlame you. And I'm saying that because there's some men right now that may think like, yo, once I get money, I'm going to just like, nah, that's not how that works. That is not how that works. You can have all the money in the world and still be a lame, for lack of better words.
Because money can't teach you how to talk. Money can't teach you how to dress. Money can't teach you what you like and what you dislike. Money can't teach you what are your interests. Money can help you buy things. Yeah. But we talking about all the intangible stuff. Yeah. That's got to come from within. Yeah. And once you really start to build up that portion of yourself, then when it comes to women or, who, they're just going to come to you because you're going to have that aura. Yeah. When I met my wife, I guess, true story, like I was driving a 96 or 97 Escort. I'm in grad school, the bumper hanging off. I got Gorilla Tape on the mirror. Oh, Lord. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is how I got the car, but I was still able to pull my wife. Yeah. And I remember I was in grad school, and this guy, man, he was talking to me. He was like, man, how you get women? Cause you don't drink and you don't smoke. I'm like, damn.
Can you imagine that? Like,
he was dead serious. And I was like, man, I'm just, I'm myself. I'm me. Like, I don't have to drink or smoke to get women. He really couldn't fathom that. Yeah. Like, he was stuck like Chuck. I'm like, yeah, he had a little money, I think, but that wasn't helping him.
Yeah. Bro, I think, again, one of the indirect benefits of me healing is it has really boosted my self-esteem, which I, as a black man, struggle with deeply. I talk about it every so often on the podcast where I tell people that there was a time in my life where I really thought I was butt ugly, bro. Like, dang. Bro, like, yo,
you wasn't feeling yourself.
Bro, I was not, bro. I'm being very serious, bro. I was an adult black man, and I look myself in the mirror and be like, yo, bro, you ugly, bro. Like, legit, this is how I be talking to myself. And so I remember there was a time where I was talking to my therapist, and she like, we need to do an exercise. I need you to get up and go tell yourself that you're handsome in the mirror. And we on a video call, right? So I was like, bro, when I tell you, bro, that was one of the days that I was probably looking the craziest, bro. No hair. You know when you ain't get a haircut? Yeah. No haircut. I've got my house clothes on, bro. Probably got mismatched socks on. Like, I'm just like, yo, bro, like, this ain't Let's keep going. This ain't the day for this nonsense, bro. And I realized it's not that I felt annoyed about doing it. It's I couldn't do it because I didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we affirm so many men. That's why we throw so many affirmations up, because we know that there's so many men that are reading that don't believe these things about themselves. And the affirmations help them to actually say it, register it, or process it, and then build themselves up from that thing, build their self-esteem or whatever the case may be. So I got to a point where I really had to really rebuild how I thought about myself.
Absolutely.
And that level of confidence now not only helped me in my relationship with Naima, because now I don't need to be controlling. Because it's like, yo, bro, if you go do some nonsense, you really stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, you're like, yo, you really dumb, bro. Like no disrespect, but like, you're really dumb. That's how I think now. So it's like, I don't need to police what you're wearing, because you go do some stupidity and I find out.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that level of confidence has really changed so much for me. And it didn't come with money. Money is not something that it helped, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say a lie now.
Right.
Money helps, for sure. But I had to be confident in myself before I got the money, bro. Because also, what we don't talk about enough is confidence also helps you to get more money.
When your therapist challenged you, she had you challenge all of those negative thoughts that you had been saying consciously or subconsciously for years or however long. And now you're starting to, as you said, affirm and believe that, hey, I am a handsome guy.
Yeah.
And that took work.
Yeah.
But it also resonates in the workplace too, because you're going to approach, your day differently, your positions. Yeah. Sometimes I'm working with people where they don't even apply for things, not because they're not ready for the positions, but they don't believe they are. When you start to have that confidence, you will apply for things that maybe you're not ready for yet. But if you get selected, you'll be ready. You should always say yes to things, even if you aren't ready for them. Absolutely.
Because you can always get ready in the process, rather than feeling like you need to get ready before you even apply or say yes or whatever the case may be. And I treat that, I really live by that, but go ahead.
Yeah, because once you commit, now you'll get yourself ready in game shape. Mm-hmm. But like when you don't say yes, you're in a constant cycle of preparing.
Right.
No execution.
Yeah.
That's why I said we need to stop talking about everything we're doing and start putting in the actual work.
Yeah.
And you do that by setting smaller goals so you can hit that bigger one.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we're setting the lofty goals and feel like, man, I ain't gonna never be ready for that.
Yeah.
So you don't even start.
Yeah.
When it comes to working out, you started with the push-ups. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're doing weights now. I know you're doing weights.
Absolutely, brother. We in there working.
Right. But that takes work. I started in the basement in my room with push-ups, and you just keep at it.
Yeah.
The more you do that and you stay consistent, your confidence grows, and it just shows. So it does translate over into your career as well.
Nah, absolutely. We have a segment in the... Yeah, go ahead.
I just thought about something, man. I'm going to just add to this.
No, go ahead.
So I told you I'm graduating in a couple weeks, and they was like, hey, we need a speaker. Okay. We like one of the speakers to speak on behalf of the class.
Okay.
Now, I am a speaker, but I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. If nobody else want to do it, I could do it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what we're going to talk about. But because I've already committed, I know it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
Because I said yes, I'm going to prepare. It's going to resonate with the people. Yeah. But that's what happens when you believe in yourself and you trust the process.
Yeah. So before Naima and I got engaged, right, I had my photographer set up, because I did now it's a lot coming up now. All right, let me process this so that it can create the message. So, first of all, brothers, do what is best for you in your situation when it comes to getting engaged. I'm off tangent, but I feel like this message is important. Do what's best for you and your partner when it comes to getting engaged. Don't do what Kizzle did. Don't do what Jason did. Don't do what that celebrity couple that you see on Instagram did. Don't do any of that. Do what's best for you and your relationship. That goes from the ring all the way to the planning of the engagement. Do what's best for you and your relationship, and y'all be happy. Let me start there, right? For me personally, I wanted to make it an event, right? Because I wanted family to be there. I wanted her to get dressed up. I wanted her to have pictures, videographer, all that type of stuff. So we made an event. And the day of, bro, I was not nervous at all. I was not nervous at all. I had the complete opposite experience that most men have, which is like most men, they are terrified.
Yeah.
Brother, I was not nervous at all. The videographer comes up to me. He's like, yo, bro, how you feeling? I'm good, bro. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm straight. He said, you're not nervous, nothing. I said, nah, bro, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. I'm good. Like, I'm straight. Not that I had a whole speech and everything planned, but I'm saying all that to say, to get to the point about the confidence thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was confidence, but also I was assured. Mm-hmm. And there's a difference. I've never said, okay, one thing that happened to me before we got engaged too, that made me this confident was, and I've never shared this, and I want to share this because I think it's important, bro, because I talk about God a lot. And this is why I keep talking about God, because certain things are just not coincidences. So we were in Florida at the time, and I needed to fly back to New York to ask her parents for her hand in marriage. Mm-hmm. I was on a call with one of our partner universities because we do calls with them to make sure that we get all the requirements before we go do a workshop. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm on a call with this woman, and this woman she doesn't know me like that. Yeah, right. So this is a business call. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine I'm on a business call, right? In the middle of the call, bro, she says, the Lord's telling me to tell you something. Mm. I'm like, sure, but what about this money? Right. I'm like, yeah, sure. Right, but no, it's not. Well, she said, the Lord's telling me to tell you something. Right? She goes, that woman you with, that's your wife. This is the day I'm going to fly from Florida to New York to ask for her hand in marriage, bro. You can't, there's certain things that you just can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't make that up. And the reason why this was important for me is because in my head, mentally, I was doing what do we do when we about to get engaged? What's one of the questions we ask ourselves?
Is she the one?
What you think I was doing at that time? I was asking myself, is this one?
Yeah, is she the one? I already know it.
You know? Yeah. So it's not that I didn't deal with the nervousness. I did deal with the nervousness, but because I got reassured by God through that woman, mm-hmm. I had already known. By the time I got there, I was so confident.
It was set.
And this is what I didn't get to communicate to the videographer about. I want to make sure I say it here. That part of it is also important because we're talking about confidence and how you build confidence as a human being. That's great. But there's a certain level of confidence that comes with knowing that God is walking with you that you just cannot replace with no matter how much you work out, no matter how much you heal, whatever the case. When you know God is walking with you or something, there's a certain level of confidence that gives you that you just are not going to be able to replace with anything that you do. And so I had that level of reassurance and confidence when it came time for me to do the engagement event. And so when we got there, there's a bunch of people there. She's shy and she's worried and nervous and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, yo, bro, I'm good.
You're like, it's already done.
I'm about to cook.
Yeah.
I am good. I'm ready. I was tired as hell.
Yeah, I know that.
I was tired, bro. My eyes was bloodshot red. I was tired.
Imagine how you're going to be at the wedding. But go ahead. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm trying to listen, bro. Don't even get me started on the wedding. We go on a tangent, but right. I do want to say this thing. With the wedding, bro, because I did the engagement event, it had its pros and its cons. Cons was yo, bro, I was like, damn, this is kind of crazy. But the pros was I know what the wedding might feel like, so I know what I need to do to make sure I don't feel this during the wedding.
Yeah, facts.
I'm not going to be this tired during the wedding. This cannot happen. Mm-hmm. So I know now when it comes time for wedding planning, when we start really ramping up, We're going to have our own committee and make sure that we got people that's helping out and doing all these different things and playing all these different roles. And hopefully, the hope is that alleviates me enough to actually experience the wedding and her to actually experience it as well. Because one of the things I realize with people when it comes to weddings is that they don't get to, they experience it, but they don't experience it. Because you're so busy managing all this. The videographer's supposed to be over there doing this stuff. Where the hell the photographer at? He's supposed to be taking. You basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, you basically that plan.
I feel like you'll be good. I feel like you'll be good.
Why you say that?
I mean, because if you don't, I don't think you get hands on with every single thing.
Okay, yeah.
So with delegation, you'll be good. You'll be able to experience it. Yeah.
Nah, absolutely.
And then have a great best man. But go ahead.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that, bro. Bro, man, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna talk.
But go ahead.
We gonna talk. Yeah. Listen, we got a segment on the podcast, right? Where we ask deeper questions, right? And the reason why we have this segment is because a friend of my friend, one of my friend's friends, passed by suicide. And so my friend challenged me. He said, "Listen, I need you, when you're on the podcast, I need you to talk more about depression. I need you to talk more about suicide ideation. You got to talk more about these things." We talk about them, but sometimes we have this episode, maybe we talking about confidence, all these different, we don't touch on that, right? So I wanted to make sure we have a segment where we intentionally touch on these topics. So if you don't mind, I'd love to ask you certain questions so that we can get deeper. Is that
sure?
Okay?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
So my first question would be, have you ever dealt with depression before? If you have, what was that like? And if you're currently dealing with it right now, why, if you don't mind sharing, and what is that experience like for you?
Yeah, I've dealt with depression.
Okay.
Different points in my life.
Okay.
I'll say the one that probably stands out, and I didn't even know. Mm-hmm. Like I knew, but I didn't know.
Okay.
Was a couple years back, COVID hit, but also, no, COVID hadn't hit yet. My grandmother died in 17. My mom died in 2019, like in 2017. I'm in a leadership position, so I'm a director of a clinic. I'm also covering for another clinic. They asked me to cover for another, so I'm managing 2 different behavioral health clinics, and just a lot of stuff. I still got grief. 2 most important women in my life outside of my wife had passed a couple years. In years apart, and I'm going through it.
Yeah.
That was tough. You said, what was that like?
Yeah.
Still pushing through.
Right.
Still showing up.
Yeah.
Still, performing at a high level, taking care of people, not taking care of myself.
Yeah.
But when I look back on it, I'm not in the gym as much. I'm eating out more. So I'm not fat, like obese, but I'm not as in shape as I am now and could have been because I was still just pushing away all of that hurt.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm like, look, and then my marriage started having issues too. So I was getting hit from all angles.
How did you navigate that at that point? What got you out of that basically?
Therapy.
Okay. Did you do couples therapy or you did your own therapy?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
What was that like?
I mean, it took a while. It took work. Because first you got to find a therapist that fits with you.
Right.
You know how that can be. So everybody's not going to be your person. So you have to find the person.
Yeah.
And, it took me making some changes in my lifestyle.
Okay.
Not just prioritizing physical health as well, but also not working myself to death. All right, I can't just keep grinding and saying yes to all of these people because at that point I'm taking care of everybody.
Yeah.
That especially in leadership roles in my house and in the workplace, but I wasn't leading my life efficiently.
Yeah. Outside of therapy, what are some things during that time that you feel like really helped you?
I would say just the awareness that I'm not going to be able to make it.
Okay. Okay.
It's just something's gonna give, physical health, emotional health, mental health. This train is going to crash if I don't start to prioritize myself. So the awareness, I can't keep going like this. That was probably even more or just as important as the actual solution.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Get to the point where you realize you needed to make a change.
Yeah, where it's you cannot. Yes, you've done it for a minute.
Yeah.
but like, is this sustainable?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever dealt with heartbreak before?
Oh man, how many times? I mean, how much? I mean, you ain't got the. Oh, absolutely.
What was the most significant heartbreak that you dealt with?
Whew, the most significant one. I had a couple, but the one that stands out was probably like 18. Okay. I know people are like, dang, what about me? Like, no, it was the 18, and I remember I was like, I don't want to feel like this again, so. I'm gonna deal with two people, you know.
Oh, you was wild. Okay.
Because it was like I'll just and I don't, you know, not just like sexually, but I'm gonna talk to two people now. Because,
I got you.
Because that's a better way of like me feeling good about all of this hurt that I'm going through, the embarrassment.
Yeah, I have a clip that we put up every so often. It's called "Black Men Don't Keep Your Options Open."
Yeah,
and what it's talking about is, or what I'm talking about in that clip, which I'll say now, is after I got cheated on, I remember telling my therapist, I was like, yo, even though I was talking to Naima, I was telling my therapist, like, I gotta make sure I keep somebody in the tuck. Mm-hmm. So I'm just talking to this other girl too, just to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Just in case something happened. Because I don't, you know, if something happens, I don't want to be caught.
Without insurance.
Exactly, right? Without insurance. You know what she said to me that really...
What she said?
She said, what if you having your options open is the thing that creates that something happening that you're so worried about? And I was like, oh, didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
And goes back to your point about like, yo, your therapist is not your friend. Like my friend would probably be like, yeah, perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah. You're a boss.
My therapist was like, yeah, but what about if you actually mess you up because you trying to keep your options open? So that really got me to a point where I realized like, yo, if I want this thing to work, I got to actually treat it like I want it to work. I can't treat it like a side thing.
Keeping my options open was a terrible idea because when it all crumbled, it was like, dang, this person shouldn't have been around anyway, and that person was hurt in the crossfire.
Have you ever had a time where you felt deeply misunderstood? If so, when?
Hey, that's a good question.
Because I feel like for us as men, like sometimes like we're constantly going through that in different ways, just in different ways. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, it was the one that stands out the most. It was one time actually with a therapist I was working with. I was like, man, I'm not working with you again because I was, you know, going through a relationship thing, and it was like, I was like, yeah, I'm just over it. And I was like, oh, okay, so like, are you gay? Or I'm like, no, I'm like gay. I'm like,
what? Nah, he's crazy.
I was like, yeah, this is.
He's crazy.
It was like, yeah, so you say deeply misunderstood, that's what stands out. Like,
nah, are you gay is crazy, bro. He's wild for that. Nah,
yeah.
He's wild. He's wild for that. He's wild. He was licensed?
Yeah, he was licensed.
Nah,
but there's a lot of licensed people, man, that probably shouldn't be. But go ahead, I know you got more.
Nah, I mean, I'm just like, dang, he's wild. So, and you see, this is a perfect example of why what you said earlier about like you got to find the right therapist, but also what I always say is like finding the right therapist is a lot like dating. Because you're going to go through a few. Like, you're going to have some experiences where people are just like, whoa, what's up with you, bro? Yeah. Like, you just like, this is not it at all. And then you're going to get to a point where you meet somebody and you realize like, yo, I can actually put some work in with them. Like, I can actually like build and grow and actually see myself opening up to this person. And that's the person that you want to spend that time in sessions with and actually start doing the unpacking and stuff with. My last question to you is for the black man that's struggling right now, and he could be struggling about anything. He could be struggling with anything. It could be about like breakup stuff. It could be about confidence. Anything that comes to your mind. For the black man that's struggling right now, what would you say to that black man that's struggling to help him through what it is that he's struggling with? And this is where you talk to the camera director here.
Yeah, I would say, black man, don't give up on yourself. You may feel like you've been going through it all, the relationships, the financial issues, the not trusting yourself, and you are probably talking down to yourself. You don't even know where to start. For you, what I would say I want you to do is first give yourself some grace, take a step back, and really start to think about what is still in your control. There are a lot of things that maybe you feel like are going haywire right now, but I want you to process, and I would really encourage you to write down your goals, what's important to you, and then start to work out a plan, as small as it has to be, but where you can be consistent to getting to what you want and trusting yourself. You deserve that, black man.
I love that. Jason, can you tell the people where to find you? Also, your book.
Documentary.
I thought it was a book. It's not a book?
Documentary.
Okay, oh yeah, documentary.
Go. Man Enough to Heal.
Yeah, okay, documentary. Please, tell the people where they can find it, how they can tap in, all that.
Yeah, so they can find it on YouTube, Man Enough to Heal. They can follow me, or you can connect with me on YouTube. YouTube and social media, J Phillips MSW across all platforms. And my website is jasonlphillips.com.
Talk to them a little bit more about the documentary. What are they gonna get when they tap in?
Okay, yeah. Look to the camera.
I want to know. So, yeah.
So the documentary is about black men and the importance of us doing our work.
Okay.
Oftentimes we ignore what we got going on. We put everybody else first. But I wanted to sit down with black men across different spectrums. So you got pastors, because, we look to the pastor oftentimes as the healer, and as the only healer. So I wanted to involve a pastor to see what has your experience been like with mental health.
Yeah.
And he shares his journey, which is deep.
Yeah.
Super open and transparent about depression, suicidal thoughts, all of that.
Yeah.
Also, barbers. I talk to barbers because oftentimes we look at our barber as our therapist too.
Yeah.
What's your take on going to therapy and you being that person people can talk to? I'm talking to the everyday, the entrepreneur, the corporate professional. But we're talking about why it's important for us to heal, what that looks like, why we need black men as therapists, and what the difference in talking to other professions or other people, and then what is it like working with the black man. And then also, because they're sharing their experience with therapy and their healing journey, they're also pouring out, hey, just like the same question you asked me, I asked them so that they can speak to black men.
Oh,
so,
I like it.
Yeah,
and it's out right now.
It's out now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Jason, my brother.
Yes,
thank you
sir.
so much for pulling up, bro.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you are planning an event or you are part of your organization's Black employee group and you are interested in having dope Black mental health professionals or myself come in and do a speaking engagement or a workshop or a keynote address or a panel, please click the link in our bio on Instagram or TikTok, scroll down and click book us for speaking and brand deals and fill out the form available on our website. Once you fill out the form, one of our team members will get back to you about how we can collaborate and create something dope for your organization. This is an unparalleled opportunity. We are currently the largest Black men's mental health platform, and we have a few slots available for our calendar year, and we would love to partner with you to create something dope for your organization if it makes sense for both parties, right? So go to the link in our bio, scroll down, click book us for speaking and brand deals, and fill out that form. If you're not on Instagram, the link should be linked in our description of this episode. And it is also on our website. If you go to expressyourselfblackman.com/speaking-brand-deals. That's expressyourselfblackman.com/speaking-brand-deals. If you are looking for a therapist, a Black therapist, and you've had a hard time finding one, you jump from therapist to therapist, or you just don't know how to find a therapist, we are teaching a free webinar. It's completely free, taking you from not knowing how to find a therapist, not knowing where to search for therapists, struggling with finding good therapists for you, not knowing what to look for in therapists, teaching you all of those different things, and also giving you the opportunity at the end of the webinar to be connected with one of our safe haven healers who are Black mental health professionals, so that you do not have to go through the struggles of finding a Black therapist alone anymore, right? So if you're interested in that, you want to get connected with a Black mental health professional at the end of the webinar, or you just want to learn how to find a Black therapist by yourself, you can sign up for the free webinar. It's linked in our bio on Instagram and TikTok. You just click that free webinar link once you click the link in our bio and fill out the form. You can also find it on our website at expressyourselfblackman.com/links and fill out the form there for our next webinar session. If you're not interested in any of that, right, but you know someone that may be interested in it, all we ask is that you please share it. If you want some of the merch that we show on the platform all the time, that we're wearing on the platform all the time, you can shop it at shop.expressyourselfblackman.com. And once again, we just want to say thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for supporting us. Please, if you are on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, please leave a review. It helps us out greatly. Thank you so much for your support. We're wishing you nothing but the best and sending you and your family and your loved ones love and light. Peace.
Sometimes I know you feel like you ain't got nobody to speak to. A shoulder to lean on, somebody you could preach to. No, you need to hear it, my brother, I love you. We got way too much to live for.